Picture this, New Delhi just before Christmas 2025. The city is buzzing with anticipation, its winter air thick with excitement and curiosity. Streets are alive with conversations, and every cafe seems to be abuzz with speculation about the event of the season. The Constitution Club is packed to the rafters, and millions more are glued to their screens at home, offices, and even in college dorms. The atmosphere is electric, as if the entire nation is holding its breath for what's about to unfold. Why all this excitement? Because tonight, two intellectual giants are about to go head-to-head, debating the age-old, endlessly fascinating question: does God exist? It's a question that has shaped civilizations, inspired art, and sparked countless arguments across dinner tables and lecture halls alike. On one side stands Javed Akhtar, a legendary poet, lyricist, and one of India's most celebrated public intellectuals. Known for his sharp wit and eloquence, Akhtar is also an outspoken atheist. He's here to challenge the very foundations of faith, armed with reason, skepticism, and a lifetime of literary insight. On the other, Mufti Sh, an Islamic scholar, philosopher, and a popular internet personality. Nawi is ready to defend belief, not just with religious doctrine, but with logic, philosophy, and a deep understanding of the human search for meaning. Akhtar represents the voice of skepticism, demanding evidence before belief, and urging us to question everything, even our most cherished assumptions. Nadwi stands for faith, but not the blind kind. He argues that faith is another way of seeing the world, a lens that can reveal truths beyond the reach of pure logic. Importantly, this debate isn't about any one religion or tradition. It's about the very idea of a creator, a higher power, and what it means for humanity to seek answers to life's biggest questions. Moderator Saurabh Dwivedi, a respected journalist, is here to keep things civil and focused. But make no mistake, the stakes are high, and the world is watching. This is more than just an academic exercise. It's a profound exploration of how we understand our place in the universe, and how we navigate the tension between doubt and belief. The event itself was sparked by a viral social media challenge, capturing the imagination of a new generation hungry for thoughtful, respectful debate. Tonight promises a rare masterclass in civil discourse, where ideas, not egos, take center stage. Two worldviews, one stage. Reason versus revelation. Skepticism versus faith. The tension is palpable, and the possibilities are endless. The audience, a mix of students, scholars, and everyday citizens, is ready for a true battle of ideas. They're here for insight, not insults, for dialogue, not division. This is a cultural moment, a rare opportunity to witness whether honest dialogue can bridge even the deepest divides. As the lights dim and the first words are spoken, the debate begins. Javed Akhtar wastes no time as he steps up to the podium, his presence commanding the attention of everyone in the hall. The anticipation is palpable. The audience knows he is about to challenge the very foundations of faith. He goes straight for the heart of the matter, the age-old dilemma that has troubled believers and skeptics alike for centuries: suffering. If God is truly all-powerful and infinitely good, Akhtar asks, then why does our world overflow with pain, injustice, and tragedy? Why do innocent people endure unimaginable hardships while evil often goes unpunished? He brings the debate into sharp focus by pointing to the ongoing war in Gaza, tens of thousands dead, families torn apart, children suffering in ways that defy comprehension. The images of devastation are impossible to ignore. Where, he demands, is God in the midst of such horror? Why does an all-seeing, all-loving deity remain silent while so many cry out in pain? Akhtar's voice rises with emotion as he asks, if you're omnipresent, you must witness this suffering. If you're omnipotent, you could stop it. So how can I, or anyone, believe in you? This is not just a philosophical puzzle. It's a deeply human plea for moral accountability. The pain is real, the questions urgent. Akhtar draws a clear distinction. Belief, he says, should be grounded in evidence and reason. Faith, on the other hand, is acceptance without proof, a leap into the unknown. He warns that blind faith, unquestioned and untested, can become a barrier to progress. It discourages the critical thinking and skepticism that have driven humanity forward. With a sharp, biting joke, Akhtar lightens the mood for a moment, suggesting that even flawed human leaders often show more compassion than a God who allows such suffering to persist. He doesn't just question God's logic, he challenges God's morality, painting a picture of a deity who is not only absent, but ethically lacking. The room grows heavy with the weight of his words. Silence falls as the audience absorbs the enormity of his challenge. Akhtar's opening is a demand, not just for answers, but for a vision of divinity that is worthy of belief, a God who does not stand by in silence, but acts with justice and compassion. The debate has shifted. It is no longer abstract or academic. It is personal, immediate, and deeply urgent. Now theists are called to respond, not just with clever arguments or theological logic, but with genuine compassion and empathy for the suffering that Akhtar has laid bare. Mufti Nadwi responds with the concept of free will. The horrors Akhtar describes, he says, are human actions, not God's. God gave us the freedom to choose good or evil. Suffering is the price of that freedom. Like a car that can save or kill, the responsibility lies with the driver, not the maker. True virtue, Nadwi argues, only exists when we can choose wrong, but do right. A world without evil would also lack real goodness or love. Pain is not proof of God's absence, but of the immense power and risk given to humanity. Blaming God, Nadwi says, lets us avoid facing our own failings. The real question, why do we allow suffering? Nadwi shifts the focus from divine blame to human accountability. Suffering is a mirror, not a verdict on God. The debate moves from metaphysics to morality. The debate shifts to the rules of knowledge. Akhtar insists, belief needs evidence, faith is acceptance without it, science demands proof. Why should religion be exempt? The burden of proof, he says, is on those who claim God exists. Nadwi counters, science and religion answer different questions. Science explains how, religion asks why. You can't use a microscope to find meaning, or a telescope to see justice. For believers, revelation is a valid source of knowledge. If you reject it, Scripture won't persuade you. The debate is now about the very tools we use to seek truth. Nadwi steps forward with what's known as the argument from first cause, a classic in the history of philosophy and theology. He invites the audience to consider not just religious texts, but the very logic that underpins our understanding of the universe. He points out that everything we see around us is contingent. Each thing relies on something else for its existence. Buildings depend on architects, machines on engineers, and even the city itself on countless prior events and decisions. This endless web of dependencies forms a chain of cause and effect. But, Nadwi argues, this chain can't stretch back infinitely. If it did, nothing would ever have started in the first place. Just as a line of dominoes needs an initial push, the universe too requires something outside the chain to set everything in motion, a first cause that itself is uncaused. Nadwi identifies this first cause as what people have traditionally called God, not necessarily a deity from Scripture, but a necessary being that explains why anything exists at all. Importantly, Nadwi stresses that this is an argument from pure logic, not from religious authority. He's meeting Akhtar on the ground of reason, challenging him to engage with the philosophical roots of the question. According to Nadwi, rejecting the idea of a first cause leads to more confusion than clarity. He claims it's actually less rational to deny a first cause than to accept one. Of course, Akhtar might respond with a challenge. Why should we assume this first cause is God? Couldn't it be a law of nature, or perhaps a quantum event beyond our current understanding? Some scientists propose that the universe could have emerged from a quantum fluctuation, or a timeless law, sidestepping the need for a personal creator. The debate now touches on the very limits of science and philosophy. Nadwi's argument doesn't claim to prove the existence of a personal God with specific attributes. Instead, it shifts the conversation to the foundations of existence itself, why there is something rather than nothing. In this way, Nadwi moves the debate from the emotional problem of suffering to the abstract realm of logic and reason, inviting everyone to reconsider their assumptions. The discussion now revolves around the very structure of reality, the underlying principles that make existence possible. The audience, caught between competing worldviews, is compelled to think more deeply than before. The debate grows more intense, as both sides grapple with the ultimate questions of existence. The debate turns to morality. Akhtar argues morality is a human invention, like traffic rules, practical, evolving, not divine. We create rules to prevent chaos, not because they're cosmic laws. Morality, he says, is made by us, for us. Nadwi challenges. If morality is just a social agreement, what stops the majority from justifying evil? Without an objective anchor, might makes right becomes possible. For Nadwi, God is that anchor, a standard beyond human opinion. Divine law, he says, gives us a way to judge any society, even our own. Without it, we can only say, we disagree with your rules. The debate is now about the very foundation of right and wrong. Is morality invented or discovered? The stakes are existential. The debate is now a true clash of worldviews. Akhtar could ask, why would an all-knowing God create beings destined to do evil? Nadwi might reply, life is a test, and suffering gives meaning to our choices. Akhtar could counter Nadwi's logic with modern physics. Maybe the universe doesn't need a cause. Nadwi could challenge Akhtar. If morality is human-made, why do we sometimes act against our own interests for others? Theists see this as a sign of the divine within us. Each answer leads to deeper questions. The conversation is as much about how we think as what we believe. As the debate ends, neither side is converted, but that's not the point. The real victory is civil discourse. In a polarized world, two thinkers showed respect, listened, and disagreed without hostility. They proved that even the deepest divides can be bridged by dialogue. The event sparked intense conversations, online and off. The biggest takeaway: it's possible to debate life's biggest questions with respect and curiosity. The audience leaves with more questions than answers, a sign of true philosophical inquiry. Whether you side with Akhtar or Nadwi, you leave thinking deeper. The final message: we may never agree on the answer, but we must keep asking, together. That's the real triumph.